Hey, welcome to the Honey and Harry Show. I'm Honey.
And I'm Harry.
And today, we're going to talk about all kinds of things. We have several things to talk about, but we're going to start off today. We're going to get right to it because we actually have several things to talk about.
Yeah, we got some interesting stories to go over. And, of course, an interesting experience that Honey had last night at a concert. And some other things, an update on the injured warrior over here, Mr. Producer, and a few other things, too. But first, we want to start off with this day in 1777. Okay, so in 1777... on this day, June 13th, the Marquis de Lafayette landed on the coast of South Carolina with the hopes of joining General George Washington in his efforts in the Revolutionary War. He's a Frenchman, of course, and he was only 19 years old, which is kind of wild. But he had a reputation for being a good soldier, and he had taken off from France, and he had, been given, actually, they put him in jail, or they arrested him to try to keep him from coming over here. I think Ben Franklin was not in approval of the Marquis coming over here to help for some reason or other, maybe because he thought he was too young. But he escaped from his arrest and took off in his ship. And he was chased by a couple of British ships, but they couldn't catch up with him. And he landed here in 1777. He went on to fight a number of important battles in the Revolutionary War and became actually a hero. And there are many cities named Lafayette around the United States. Of course, we have our own here. Now, it turns out that the parishes in Louisiana were not all finally in their shape that they are now in terms of names and geographic demarcations and so forth. But the Marquis, after the war was all over and it was in the early 1800s, was making a trip back to the United States to come visit because we loved him and we wanted him over here to celebrate his fame. And pursuant to that, Louisiana said, well, we need to, name something after him. So they broke apart a larger parish into a number of parishes and named one of them Lafayette Parish. And the city of Lafayette was named something else before that, but eventually it took on the name also of Lafayette, so named after one of our Revolutionary War heroes. So he arrived on our shores, a 19-year-old ready for battle in the year... 1777 on June 13th. So Lafayette is special then, right?
Well, it is special, but I'm going to make a comment about that.
Go ahead.
Boy, our 19-year-olds have gone downhill. I'm just saying. I mean, look how they were just men back then. I always say that.
Right. In fact, but there were some people who, over here in the revolutionary forces who said, is this guy really ready to do all this? They didn't know all of his exploits and so forth. And but Washington insisted, and they end up making him a major general. So
that's crazy. That's at 19.
It's a great story.
It is a great story. It's so cool. But speaking of Lafayette, I was in Lafayette yesterday. But before I got to Lafayette, I'm gonna, tell a little story. I was going there. We're going to hear Lauren Daigle with my granddaughter and her little cousin, and I feel like sometimes when you're just doing good and you're just doing the right thing, when you're I just know when I was in high school and I was getting in trouble and going places I had no problem. I was getting there. I know nothing ever got in my way.
In the way, no.
It was like clockwork. I'm going to see a little Christian singer. I get in a wreck before we go, and I almost didn't go because I got so startled and so upset, and the people I hit kind of went a little nuts or whatever, because of course, they were upset. But anyways, so that all happened before I even left to go to Lafayette. But I was like, you know what? We're going.
Anyway.
We're going to have fun. This is too important. We're not going to miss this. So we went to see Lauren Daigle. And this is actually the second concert I have ever been to.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
I didn't know that.
Well, I had in high school, I wanted to go, I think I got some Def Leppard concert tickets, and Mom was like, oh, it's the devil.
Well, that might have been. We don't know.
I was like, are you kidding me, Mother? And of course, she wouldn't let me out of the cage. I was caged up for that. But anyway, so I got to see Harry Connick when I was like in the 90s. My husband took me to see him.
Very talented man.
Oh my gosh. So talented. Just a true musician. Yeah. I really appreciate him. But anyways, and I like all the New Orleans music and the jazz and all those things. So Lauren Daigle is my next one. And, I'm just not a concert girl. It's hard for me to sit still. So anyways, we went and we had really a great time. And Pearl and Hayden really, they enjoyed it as much as like little 6-year-old girls can. It was late at night. She didn't even come on until 8:45. But we have some pictures. Dad can, and I, definitely want to talk about
sure.
Lauren Daigle. Well, I guess maybe before we show the pictures, I should talk about this. But because before the concert even started, she was doing mission work with her and her band, and it's Child Fund, the mission that she does. And she was, I think when they were there, they had ended up getting like 500 sponsors. And she said, we're going on tour, and my goal is to get 2,500 sponsorships for these children. And they had people walking around handing out these little packets. And in the packets, it had like a child and the sponsorship form you filled out and all that. And a lot of people were raising their hands. Well, we ended up getting 621 last night sponsorships. And we all got a child to sponsor, which is such a wonderful thing to do. If you're watching this and you're interested, go Google it, go sponsor a child. You just can't lose when you're helping children.
These are mostly children in South and Central America?
Yeah, like mine's from Brazil. But like I know we had one from Mexico. I'm not sure where Thailand was.
Wow, so it's worldwide then.
Yeah, it's worldwide. Thailand was Lindsay's, and it was so cute. Pearl got her little girl, and she was like, I don't want a sister. I don't think she... And she didn't understand, but this is really good for kids too, because they can communicate. Lauren does it, which, Lindsay has the best sister-in-law that a person can have. Like, we are blessed with her. I love her. She has been she's just amazing the way she takes, she just has always been there for, Lindsay's been there for her too. So we're blessed with Ryan's family. His mom is like a best friend to me. We're family. We're all family.
Absolutely.
So anyway, we all did that before the concert even started. We all signed up and we were like pumped, ready to hear our Jesus. So let's see what else we.
Okay, so the concert tour name is what?
Kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope.
And it was so cool. They gave everybody just really cheap a little different color piece of paper, and the paper you put on back of your phone. And so, like, when she was singing, you do that, and all you would see the colors of the kaleidoscope. All the colors
around the room.
Yeah, wow. It was beautiful.
Just like a kaleidoscope.
Like a kaleidoscope. So, she was amazing. I can't say enough good about her. We need our young girls to look up to somebody like her. She's doing it right. She's not selling anything. She's just singing about Jesus and teaching songs or talking about when you're in dark places, who do you count in Jesus? Right. So that's what we took away from it. And Pearl liked it and Hayden liked it, but you know what? We're gonna keep going to more. If she comes back, we're gonna see her. If there's other Christians, we're gonna go to them, because that's what young girls need in this crazy world.
Very much so. But I've been so out of the popular music thing for so long, I just gave up on it some time back. When I quit the band, I just gave up on popular music. I didn't care for it that much. And I listened to some Christian music, but I didn't pay attention to all the artists and who they were and stuff like that. So I'm fairly ignorant of all that. So I said, well, they're going to the concert here and they're going to hear this Lauren Daigle. Let me go find out who this is. So I went and looked up some of her bio information, and she's had some real big hurdles and struggles to get through. Right.
I know.
She had a grave illness when she was 15
Yes,
that really set her back, and that was something.
I think that's when she started singing.
Yes, that's right.
That's right, when she started singing. So the cool thing about this is Ryan, Lindsay's husband, went to school with her at Westminster.
Is that right? Wow.
They all
Small
went to,
town.
And Wendy is in the same Bible group, like Bible study, as her mother.
Wow.
So it's just, you can't get any better than this girl. If you want your child to idolize somebody, this is who you want them to idolize.
And I went and I said, well, let me go listen to a tune. So I went to YouTube and clicked on the official video of one of her songs, and it was one of her top 3 or 4 tunes, you know. And it's really well done, of course, and she has a really good voice. She has like a dark, a little gravelly sound in there, like you know,
it's a little spicy. It is a little spicy.
Earthy.
It is kind of earthy, and
which sounds really good, distinctive. So
it's very distinctive. And Wendy was telling me during the concert, one of the songs that she used to ride her bike when Lindsay was sick, and she used to pray for Lindsay listening to her song, and she tells me that, so we're both crying during the dang thing, and I'm like,
of course,
and I'm like, stop talking to me, you're making me cry.
Right. So we have some other pictures from the concert. Here's a couple of pictures of.
Oh, and the other thing I wanted to say.
What's that? While
we were there, and I don't know, I forget the little girl's name, but one of our St. Jude girls, she's in college now. I think she's just going to LSU. She got up and sang.
Whoa.
And was amazing. So she interacts with the audience a lot. I really love that.
That is super. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And she's Louisiana person.
Oh,
so,
she took her to, like, we was talking about the swamp tours and the best. They have a restaurant over there. Wendy was saying that I need to go. And they have the best biscuits. And I'm like, I need a damn biscuit. You know, I don't need a biscuit.
But if they're good, we'll do one.
I know. Unfortunately, I love biscuits.
Yeah, and here's another picture.
That is another picture of her just singing and
she's dressed nicely, but modestly and not overly flashy.
Yeah, and you know, kids are so used to the overly flashy stuff, and it's good to see somebody that's not that. It was a great change. How about that?
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about like the subliminal messages that are coming out. And because, like, I'm going to be honest with you, if you ask me to sing any song, and I've done it when we go to Florida and you karaoke, I don't know the words to a song.
I don't know words to any song either.
So I'm just making up words. So I really don't even know. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. So it's just, you know, and these words. These are good words.
Yeah.
These are good words. So if your child's singing a song, you don't have to be embarrassed, you know, if
a song has a good melody,
a
strong melody, and a good talented singer and some good music behind it.
And some good meaning.
I'll listen to it, but I won't remember the words.
Yeah, I won't. I don't ever remember the words.
Yeah. Good thing is now on the YouTube you can see the subtitles showing up. So
I can't read that fast. That's the bad thing when we do karaoke in Florida. If we go to the Jellyfish, we always do karaoke, and they're just. I don't even look at. I make up my own song. So
that's okay. You're creative.
I just sing. I make it a new song, and it's mine.
So you really enjoyed the concert then?
I did, and I really think, like, this was her. So I guess I didn't finish saying that. Last night they counted, and they ended up with. That was her last show. She wanted to end it in Lafayette because she's from Lafayette.
Yeah.
And they ended up with 2,621.
All right. So they made their goal and more.
Yeah, and this is my little boy. He's so cute. Lazario, and he's my little boy that I'm going to follow till he graduates and send him money. And I was telling my dad before this started, he lives in Brazil, I wish I could go get him and bring him home, but I can't. No, I can't. But he has a birthday coming. He's going to be 3 years old on the 10th of July.
He's a little tyke.
I know. He's precious. That's the hard thing. I want him.
Yep.
So, but I'm going to help him be able to stay with his mom and his family where he, that's the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
And just help provide. And it takes very little. I think it's $39 a month.
Yeah.
If you,
It goes a long way for them.
I mean, that's Cane's.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, that's Cane's. So, but it is called Child Fund, if you're interested. All right, Dad.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to pick up where I left off. We were on the South Carolina shores, June 13th, 1777, and the very next day, elsewhere, the very next day, June 14th, which is tomorrow, of course, 1777, the Second Continental Congress approved the design for the first American flag.
Yay!
So that was just one day after Lafayette lands.
Isn't that cool?
That happens the next day, which
That's
is
amazing.
really intriguing. So that flag has served as the beginning of all of our flags, of course, and we're celebrating National Flag Day tomorrow. It's not a federal holiday. Show some pictures here.
Yeah.
It's not a federal holiday, but some states award people the day off occasionally on that. But it took a long time before we actually declared National Flag Day. I think efforts started by some school teacher back in the early 1800s, and efforts continued on, but never reaching success. A couple of presidents early on in 1900s tried to push it forward for a national day, but it didn't work. It wasn't until like 1949 when it became a national day of remembrance, National Flag Day. Yeah, so it's been a long time.
It's been a while.
So
okay.
I remember from when I was like 5, 6, or something like that, 5, 6, or 7, we used to line up in the schoolyard at Mata de la Rosa in New Orleans, and first things we would do would be to say some prayers that they would, probably the Angelus, and we would say that, and then right after that, we'd all raise our right hand, which I cannot do, and point ourselves toward the flag and say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. So, that's not done everywhere.
It's done at St. Jude. I know it's done.
But they are done some places.
Yes, it is. And for people to disrespect that, let them go live in another country, because let them see how it's going to be.
Well, you raise an interesting point.
Yeah, don't disrespect it. Those people.
We have protocols for how to fly the flag. We have protocols how to fold the flag.
How to carry it out.
How to carry it.
Remember when I was at Sacred Heart. Remember we had the flagpole in the middle?
Yep.
And I remember the Boy Scouts were always the one that got to do it.
Right.
Which I never understood why they got to do it. But
well, that's okay.
I wanted to do it. I don't know why, but I just wanted to do it just to probably get out of class.
Yep.
But they had to, it was folded a certain way.
Right, exactly.
And every morning they would bring it out.
Right.
And they would raise the flag on the flagpole.
Absolutely.
And it was such a sign. You knew to respect that flag. The way people disrespect all that now, I don't know what's wrong with them.
Well, it's an interesting point, and there have been battles over that.
Yeah,
in fact,
disgusting.
There's a couple of Supreme Court decisions that ended up settling the issue, at least for now, certainly, about whether you could disrespect the flag.
You shouldn't.
And get and not get into trouble, okay? So the courts decided that for freedom of speech, that would outweigh our need to impose a penalty on people who disrespected the flag. Now, that's a brave decision, but we value freedom of speech an awful lot. So that doesn't mean we need to like what people do, and there are still people, very calm, normal people, who would like to have a penalty for people who disrespect the flag, but there isn't one.
Because I think if you want to disrespect a flag, you have a mental problem. Why would you want to disrespect a piece of material? What is wrong with you? It's just such an immature, wah wah, stomp my feet, baby response.
I certainly would never go there.
No, you would never disrespect the flag. But again, we have a bunch of disrespectful human beings that live in this country.
Let me tell you a little story that happened about the flag. This is the only person I know in U.S. history that ever suffered a significant penalty for disrespecting the flag. There was a gentleman named, his name was William Mumford, and he was not a man of great note. He was a resident of New Orleans, although he had come from North Carolina, I believe. And he happened to be in New Orleans in 1862 when New Orleans basically surrendered to the Union. It was a Confederate city, of course. It was the second largest city in the southern United States, and they surrendered to the Union. The general hadn't gotten in yet, but Admiral Farragut and some others were in the river, and they took control of this. Were going to take control of the city. I think the admiral was going to respect the mayor and ask him to do an orderly surrender of the city and remove the Confederate flags, and put what was the Union flag, but the Union flag was the American flag.
Yes.
So he was going to have that done, but one of his captains jumped the gun a little bit and went into the city with the Marines and took down the Confederate flags and put up the American flag, and there were some citizens who were a little upset about all of that. So one of the citizens, this William Mumford, decided he was going to pull that puppy down. He did, and he started running through the streets with it. And of course, the irate New Orleanians were tugging at the flag and pulling at it and tearing it apart and everything, you know. So it was kind of a little mini insurrection that was going on there, you know. So Mr. Mumford, the general, James Butler, who eventually got into town a couple of days later, was basically heard of the incident, and then some kind of way ended up, somebody found this guy. He was, I think, maybe down at a bar room or something, wearing a piece of the flag around his collar, and they arrested him. And I think 2 days later, he was hanged.
Well, I don't agree with that.
And, so he...
That's extreme.
That was pretty extreme.
That's extreme.
And General Butler had a reputation for being a rather hard man, but he had just taken over a city where, he wasn't going to have a lot of friends. There was going to be a lot of people there.
Yeah.
So this instilled a bit of order in the city until they could bring in the occupying forces.
I'm sure.
So it's an interesting story. I'd never heard that till I read up on it.
That is interesting. And you know what's so crazy? All the people that want to disrespect the flag and things like that, and they're stomping it and things like that, you shouldn't do that, because the fact that you can be a crazy nut. Go somewhere. Go to another country and see what they do to you if you do that.
Yeah, and that's a good point too.
And you don't want it. You don't want to steal and have your hand cut off, because I think that's too extreme. But come on.
Yeah,
Let's be grateful you're here. I have friends from other country. Peanut has friends she plays soccer with from other countries, from all over the world. And you don't understand the gratitude these people have that come here.
Oh, sure they do. Absolutely.
And they're so grateful. And it's the people that are born here sometimes are just so ungrateful. It's like, go take a little visit.
Right.
And then come back.
Right,
and let's see how it is.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's just like us supporting, me supporting this little boy. I mean, he would die. His family would die to be here.
Sure enough. Right.
They would die to be here, so be grateful.
Yeah. In fact, you can go out on Wikipedia and find a page. It's an interesting one. It has all of the countries in the world, and there's a little column that says, is it against the law to disrespect their flag? And there's quite a few of them where it is against the law. So we're not one of them, but there's quite a few that are.
Well, that's just my opinion. Yeah. So I'm just saying.
Okay. Now, don't we have... We were doing shorts last week, and we were showing some of the really popular YouTube shorts that we had made from episodes during the first 7 or 8 months of the show, and Mr. Producer forgot to put one of them up.
I know, and it was one of my favorite shows.
Right.
One of my good friends who I just adore her.
Yep. So
actually, before we do it, I did go to their place, and I want to go back, and life has been crazy to get over there. I just haven't been able to. But let me tell you something. I went and I did the red light room that day. And I didn't stay in long. I mean, Kathy probably wanted to kill me. And she was like, I'm not going to charge you. I said, no, ma'am. you're going to charge me because I took up your time. I took up
Right.
somebody's spot.
Right.
But you
Right.
know how I am. I'm anxious. And
Sure.
I run out of things. Like I'm old and need Botox. I won't do it because I'm a freak. I am a freak and I want to look good. And I am just a freak. My anxiety levels up here all the
ramps
time.
up quickly. Right.
Yes. So I went to the red light room. And I called Tramika the next day, and I was having a lot of trouble. Remember, I was having trouble with eczema for a while.
Right.
We couldn't figure out what was going on. Do you know that next morning I woke up, and from being in that red light room, that eczema was gone on my neck.
It had done a number on it.
It had, and it was like better on my arms and all that kind of stuff.
So there is something to that.
I need to go there and do all those things that they have to offer, and I'm hoping to get there again soon. Okay.
Well, let's show this short. This one had 400 or 500 views, so it's very popular out on YouTube.
It was very popular. Do you massage after any of these things?
They can be combined.
Oh, they can be combined.
You can get a massage, and then you can cold plunge. You can get in the sauna blanket, get a massage.
Okay.
Our best secret is Tramika doing a massage and then you doing a sauna blanket. Because once she does the massage and she opens up and we have everything flowing, we chose a sauna blanket. We have a blanket that's weighted, which really helps with some anxiety. And it also helps with relaxation because now you have this weighted blanket on you.
Yes.
So then you get into this blanket, it heats your body temperature up. And by heating your body temperature up, we're causing even more lymphatic drainage that Tramika has just opened up.
Oh my
so it is the
gosh.
best hidden secret. And we try to tell people to be able to do even do like a 30-minute massage and then get into the sauna blanket. And then you still could cold plunge. That would be fire.
The cold plunge.
The cold plunge, that. And I was telling him, I was like, oh, I'm going to do it. I get there and I look at the tub. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
But you know, that's true. Like my anxiety, but I have such bad anxiety that thinking about laying in the blanket freaks me out. Like, oh my God, I'm not going to get out the blanket. Even last night when we were at the, the Cajun Dome, I'm looking at all these people and I'm like,
how am I getting out of here?
how am I going to leave?
If I have to get out.
So I had to go to the bathroom so I could check the whole place out. So I had an exit route. Yeah. But anyways, they were great. They were
Tramika and Kathy, very much so.
They are so good. And I've been knowing Tramika for a long time. And she's like the salt of the earth, just a good human being. And Kathy, I just instantly connected with her. Good people, go try it out over there. I need to go over there, but I don't like being enclosed in any space. I'm a nut.
If you really want anxiety, try leaving an Alabama LSU football game in Alabama.
No. And I don't like stadiums. I don't like that either.
Yeah, I know you don't like that stuff.
I can't handle all that. But anyways, that was that. I'm glad we put them on. I was so upset that we forgot about that.
But we gave a whole spot on the show today for it. So we're very happy
go
for
check
Kathy
them out.
Tramika.
And that was Santé Rejuvenation Center.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
So one more little last thing before we start winding it up a little bit, and that is a little story about getting the cold shoulder. What's that about? Well, wanted to show you a picture here. During the first 3 or so weeks of recovery from this shoulder surgery, there are many a time when the shoulder starts aching and you can't find a comfortable position. It's stuck in a sling. You're waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and so forth. And just the best of all things is to go put this, it's a Bragg machine, but it's a water circulation system. You put 4 bottles of frozen water
Isn't that crazy?
In there, and you start to pump, and you put it on your shoulder, and the water goes through there. You can only leave it on about 20 minutes or so at a time because you'll freeze your shoulder.
Yeah, but it's not like ice. It's just freezing water.
It's just cold, very cold water.
So it doesn't put the pressure.
Right. And so this has been a great relief. We actually bought the machine because we didn't know how long we would really need to use it. And I still use it now, even a month after. And so anytime the shoulder starts to ache some, put that on for 20 minutes and it really does.
It's a game changer, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's really fabulous.
Yeah.
So we wanted to tell you that we will be back next week.
Well, don't you have a video? You don't have video of it? Oh, that was just a picture.
No, that was just a picture, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a picture. I thought it was a video.
I didn't think they really needed to see a video. I mean, I can actually put it on myself. in the middle of the night at 3:30.
No way.
Yes, I can get it on. You got to like lean a certain way or something like that to get it on. But then you get it on, and then you say, "Hey Siri, set timer for 20 minutes." And then Siri,
20 minutes.
it just did it.
I think that's so cool.
And then when the 20 minutes are up, you take the pad off and head back to bed if you can. Get some sleep.
Gosh, so you're still having trouble sleeping at night.
Well, the night before last, I didn't even leave the bed. I was there the whole night.
Oh, that's so
But
good.
the night before that, it was like to the couch, back to the bed, back to the couch, back to the bed. So it's ratty, but it's hard. I'm not a back sleeper, so you really have to sleep on your back. There's no way to really put on your side very comfortably. So, but the PT people told me they're going to give me great instructions on how to deal with sleeping a little bit on my side once we get a little further down the line. So
yeah, you got to be careful.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're finishing up tomorrow with the third week of PT, month out from the surgery. See the doctor next week, and we've been cleared to go on vacation, so we're going to be doing that.
Yeah, we're going to try to do the show.
Yes.
At the beach.
We have a show next week, but we'll be at the beach the following week, and we will be doing a show of some kind, we hope, if the Mr. Producer can pull it all together. So we look forward to seeing you then.
Absolutely.
We love you. Take care. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.